Short video today. We started off by pulling a kind of a technical tree. What would I call a technical tree? What I would call, because there was no room for error. And no, I don't have my mount, so I didn't get the whole thing in action. But we had to have someone flagging for us along the road, because if something would have went wrong, that's where it would have went. But I put a lot of faith in Dad. That's when we do things like this, Dad's got to put a lot of faith in me that I'll do the best of my abilities on the skidder with the winch. And at the same time, I put a lot of faith in Dad, knowing that Dad's going to do the best of his abilities cutting. And it just works out great. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. That's kind of how I look at how me and Dad operate. That's because we really do a lot of great things together. Me and my dad, we operate as one. But guys, thanks a lot for following along. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Can't thank you guys enough for being over 3,000, and we're pushing the barriers now. We're going above and beyond 3,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel here. You guys are really getting those numbers up there. I think tomorrow we are going to release the newest design, the shirt design. We've got mock-ups. We're going to release the newest design called the Tree Hugger for logger threads. I'm pretty proud of this. It's something I kind of had in mind for a while, and we finally got with our graphic designer, got things brought to life, and it all comes down to the graphic designer. It really does. It comes down to our graphic designer and our printers, because I'm fortunate enough to work with super talented, skilled, incredible people. The only thing I ever do to contribute is just a few ideas, and that's it. These people I work with, they bring everything to life, and that is with everything with logger threads. That's everything with timber tracker, and that's a lot of it's pretty much everything with logging. I mean, Dad, he's the backbone of the operation. You know, I buy timber and drag a few logs and cut a few trees. That's about it. But my dad, he's still the backbone of the whole operation. But yeah, we're going to release the Tree Hugger tomorrow. Super stoked about this. We should have the Tree Hugger in time. It'll be at Richmond with us, but it will not be at the Wappapello show next Saturday. The Harvester image, it is set to be here Friday. So you guys that pre-ordered the Harvester, your pre-orders will ship Saturday. We've got them sitting there ready to go. All we got to do is get the material in, the shirts, and they're ready to ship out. So we'll have them Friday, I've been told. So if you've been thinking about ordering the Harvester design, jump on it now, because you'll get it next week along with everybody else. You'll get it fast. I think that's it. Come out, Wappapello Lake there in Dudley, Missouri next Saturday. Hang out with us for the day. We'll be down there. Logger threads and timber tracker will both be down there. We'll be down there showing off the app. Of course, we'll be down there pushing all the awesome stuff with logger threads. Pretty good spread of walnut on this job. I've got 3 or 4 walnut trees to cut, and that's it. We'll be done with the walnut, and I'm going to try to have the whole thing wrapped up Friday. That's the goal as of right now. Friday is what we want to do, get it all done with the oak and everything. We'll get done with this. Our next stop is Harrisonville, Missouri. We've got some pretty good walnut to cut up there on a little creek ditch type thing, but some good walnut, good stuff. So, got a lot to do, but yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Follow us on all of our social outlets, Turner Logging LLC at Instagram and YouTube. Check out everything going on with logger threads. You can check that out at Instagram and Facebook. I said YouTube on Turner Logging. Instagram and Facebook. I don't know. Turner Logging LLC. Then Timber Tracker. Download the free app. Go to timbertracker.net. A lot of things going on there. Guys, thanks so much. Enjoy today's video. We will see you tomorrow. Letting the skidder warm up. She's a little frosty this morning. A little frosty. It's supposed to warm up nice. It'll be in the 60s, but we're starting out awful cold. I think when we got here it was 19, 18. And the sun's starting to come through, so it's starting to warm up a little bit, but she's pretty chilly out there still. I got the big boss with me today. He's down there in the corner. He's down there sharpening a saw. We've got a couple trees we've got to pull along the fence and next to the road, so it's a 2-man job with that stuff. Ah, pooch. I like that doggy. She's pretty friendly. But that's some of the walnut from Monday night. I drug up all from down there along the railroad bed, and I need to have a pretty good day of dragging today. Brandon and I were doing dirt work last night, and we left early because I had a guy just blowing up my phone yesterday about this walnut tree down in Springfield. And I kind of assumed it was a tree service, which we get a lot of tree service or arborists that call us wanting us to come and get walnut trees out of residential areas they cut. And of course, we buy them from them. And, you know, just all day yesterday, just blowing up my phone like, hey, man, I got this tree that's 30 inches in diameter, 26 foot long. And I said, you know what? I can come get that. I said, it might be later in the afternoon. And, of course, me and Brandon, we peeled off the dirt job there about 4:30 to run down there. And I even had him send me a picture. And I was like, yeah, that's a big tree. I'm like, send me a picture of it so I know. And, you know, sometimes in the picture it looked big, and I should have had him send me bigger pictures. Of course, we get down there and didn't have a way to load it like he said we'd have a way to load it, and the tree was nothing like what it was. And of course, I'm going to blame some of that on myself for being so gullible. All I heard was 30 inches, which I knew the first log might. I was figuring 30 inches across the butt, but still, that would be a big tree. I knew it wouldn't be diameter on the little end. But still, 30 inches across. But I was like, well, that'll be worth my time. Well, shoot, we got down there and just a couple dopers trying to make $1. Needless to say, we come back without a tree. It was a wasted trip. But man, it's crazy all the calls for stuff like that I get, and I always try to be pretty particular about what I say I'll do or what I'll try to take on that aspect of things. But anyway, we need to try to have a pretty good day of dragging today, which. It's nice when Dad's here because it's just things move a lot faster. I do pretty good cutting, but man, it sucks when you don't have somebody to drag with you. I've got the point where if I cut, and I love cutting, when it comes time to drag logs, I'm like, gosh darn, I don't want to drag. I just cut. I don't know. I guess I'm being whiny. The walnut's not doing too bad. They're not super big trees, but there's some decent logs in there. We've got some more to drag out of the pile yet. That was just from that first night. Of course, we're going to get some of this oak out today too, and that oak's cutting real good. But we're going to start off by pulling a couple of decent trees. Like I said, the skidder ought to be about warm. I've had it sitting there running for about 10 minutes now, so we'll jump on it and we'll go down here and see if we can't get something done. Hopefully it'll warm up a little more. Then I think me and Brandon, hopefully we can get finished on that dirt job today. Hopefully we're ready to bring it to a close. I'm not going to lie, part of me just really thrives on high pressure situations. There's really no room for error with this tree. You can see here, I had to get way up, that's as high as I could get in the tree to hook that cable. Standing on the pusher and getting up in there. That tree's got a hard lean back to the east. Of course, you can see the highway right there. Me and Dad looked it over. Like I said, it's high pressure. We got somebody up there kind of, I guess, watching traffic too. So, but I like, part of me really likes this stuff where, like, you know, there's one way you can do it, and it's the right way and it's the only way. And there's no one I'd rather do it with than my dad. So I'm off the skidder right now. I've got the brakes set holding. Of course, line's strung tight, but once he really gets to going, I'm getting ready to jump back on there. He's just kind of cleaning out around it now. And we're gonna make things happen. That's probably the best walnut tree on the place. It's a pretty good tree. Now, the landowner, she was wanting more of these trees along the highway cut, and most of them are these big red oak, and I just don't feel real comfortable cutting them because they've got hard, prominent leans back to the highway, and they just lean so hard. Yeah, I know. We're doing it for a walnut. Why wouldn't we do it for oak? I guess we're pretty biased. But even though this is a big walnut, it's still not really in comparison to the size of those oak. And it is. These are even tricky. These are risky trees, for sure. But Dad's starting to cut, and so I'm gonna get up here and we're gonna bring her down. That couldn't have went any better at all. Any better at all. Like I said, there was no room for error. We couldn't get it in that hackberry for fear it was gonna roll back. So, yeah, it went good. It went real good. It's a good tree. We'll get up here and get the cable off of it. Spool it up, get her worked up and drag it out. It's starting to look like something now. Good pile of walnut. Still got some to cut. They're not super big, but for the most part, they're pretty clean. You see, there's a few bad ones in there. I mean, there's a few of them that didn't cut real good, but for the most part, they're just a good, clean set of logs. Nothing super big in here. There's a few good little rotary logs so far, but just nothing out of this world. The height's the main thing they got going for them. They're just so tall. They're just so tall. It's a good little pile of logs. Dad's getting them marked up. He's been marking, and I've been dragging logs from what I cut yesterday, the walnut. We're just gonna try to get all the walnut in one place. Then we'll load, like that oak up there, way over there in that hillside. I'll drag that oak, all of it out right there, and we'll just load it right there with the 10-wheeler. But it's still below this pond down here in this little valley. It's soft in places, so it's gonna have to do a little drying before we can get the truck in there to get them. We sure don't want to tear it up. I've made a few tracks. The skidder, I'll have to come back with the skid steer and mash them all down. This is a beautiful, beautiful farm, though. Beautiful place. Little creek running down there by the old railroad tracks. And good hay field. Nice house. It's, like I said, it's a beautiful farm here. I think there's 80 acres, something like that. Nice place. Nice place. Well, hopefully we'll get a few more cut, and we're going to drag some oak out today too. I don't know what time we're going to the dirt job. I sure hope we can get that wrapped up today. I know that. Lunchtime. Starting to look like something now. Starting to be a pretty good little spread of walnut. Even kind of surprised myself. There's more here than I thought there'd be. This Henri guy. I love that dog. I think I called it a she earlier when it's actually a he. Now I think I've got 2 walnut left to cut. They're back in the office there. And I've got 1 more to drag out, and we'll have the walnut done. I've got not a bunch of oak to cut left, or a bunch of oak left to cut, should I say. But there's some pretty good trees to cut yet. And I'm going to try to have everything here done Friday. Is my plan. And I think I can do it easy enough. Jump in the old wagon here and away we go.